do we have? We have
Two.
two types. We have two types. One is called free, and the other is called bound. One is called free, and the other is called bound.
Wow.
So, what is a free morpheme? What is a free morpheme? See, free morphemes are morphemes that can stand by themselves. Free morphemes that can stand by themselves. It means they are morphemes that are or that can be used as words. That can be used as words.
Well,
Yeah. But bound morphemes cannot stand alone and are usually tied to another morpheme. They can't be used as words. Bound morphemes can't be used as words. So all the affixes, either prefixes or suffixes, are bound morphemes in English. So affixes, prefixes, or suffixes are bound morphemes in English. If you go back to the slides that we talked about earlier, if you see, for example, on this slide, we have the morphemes, different morphemes. If you look at the morphemes, the list of morphemes here, we have talk, we have plural s, we have er, we have the past ed, or the ing, the present participle ing. Which is the free morpheme here among these? Can you tell? Can you identify the free morpheme?
yeah, talk.
Talk is the free morpheme. Why? Why do we call it free morpheme? Because it can stand by itself
Well,
as a word. It can be used as a word. So a free morpheme is that morpheme which can stand by itself. It can stand by itself as a word, as an independent word. But bound morphemes are not words. They cannot stand on their own. They cannot stand on their own. They need the support of other morphemes so they are attached, we can say, to other morphemes. They are attached to other morphemes either as suffixes or prefixes in English. Is it clear the difference between the two types of morphemes?
yeah, clear.
So morphemes can be either free or bound. What is a
Bound.
free morpheme? A morpheme that can stand by itself is called free, but a morpheme that cannot stand alone is called what? Bound. So
Bound
here we have,
morphemes.
yeah, we have talk, we have open, tour, hunt, act. All these are free morphemes. But when you have the plural s, if I say talks, talks. So the s here is the, so not plural. Sorry, it is third person singular number s. Or if we add, for example, er to the word open, opener, it is a bound morpheme. So the er is a bound morpheme. If we add the ed to the word open, it becomes opened. So ed here is past tense bound morpheme. Talk, talking, talking. So talking, ing here is not free. It is what? Bound.
Present
I say
tense.
rewrite, for example, rewrite. The word write is free, but re is bound morpheme. And here, for example, activate at the end of the word act is also bound morpheme. So a free morpheme is that morpheme which can stand on its own as a word.
Right.
It can be a word, but a bound morpheme can't be used as a word. It is attached to another morpheme as a suffix or a prefix in English. So it is either a prefix or a suffix. So bound morphemes are prefixes or suffixes in English. But free morphemes are words, the roots. If you delete, I mean, if you remove all the suffixes or the prefixes that are added to the word, you get what? We get a free morpheme.
A free
We get
morpheme.
a free morpheme. For example, if I write, can you see the word that I have written?
Yeah, international.
International. Can you tell me what are the free morpheme or what are the bound morphemes and what is the free morpheme in this word?
Okay, the first one it's enter, which
Inter.
is yeah, free morpheme. It can stand by itself. Yeah.
So here inter is used as a prefix. It is not a word. So it is a bound morpheme here. Huh?
And
What is
National, maybe national is national. It's the free morpheme.
nation?
The word-
Nation. So the free morpheme is not national. It is nation. Nation. You got it? Nation
yeah.
is the free morpheme. Nation. Nation. This is the free morpheme. So the free morpheme here is only nation, not national. And the AL is a suffix. It is also bound morpheme. So how many bound morphemes do we have here? We have two bound morphemes, AL, which is a suffix, and inter, which is what? A prefix here. Huh? So the free morpheme here is nation.
Nation. I got it right now.
So I will write another morpheme. I'll write another word and identify the morphemes of this word.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
What are the bound morphemes and what is the free morpheme here?
I think help. It's free morpheme because
Yes.
it's a word that it can help.
Help is the free morpheme. Yes,
And
good.
less.
Less is a bound morpheme.
Bound morpheme.
And
also ness.
and also ness. So how many morphemes does it contain? Does this word contain? It
Three
contains
morphemes.
three morphemes. One of them is
One of them is free morpheme.
free morpheme, which is help, and
Which is,
the others are what do we
bound
call them?
morpheme.
We call them bound morphemes. We call them bound morphemes. Good. So the difference between free and bound morphemes is clear now, I think.
Yeah, it's so clear for me now.
Another, a free morpheme and bound morphemes. When a free morpheme has bound morphemes attached, we typically call it a stem. We call it a stem.
Yeah.
So the free morpheme here in the word, see the word teachers. How many morphemes does it contain first?
3 morphemes.
What are they?
The first one is teach, and it's a free morpheme, and the personal one it's a bound morpheme, and also plural one is
The
bound
plural,
morpheme.
very good. So we have 3 morphemes here. Teach, which is the free morpheme. Then the AR, which refers to, it has a meaning here, it means someone. So teacher, the AR means someone who teaches, when I say teacher. And the S is the plural morpheme. So we have 3 morphemes. One of them is teach, which is free. AR and S, plural S, are bound morphemes. We call them bound morphemes. Can you tell me what is the stem here?
I think it's the whole word called stem.
So read the definition again. So when a free morpheme has bound morphemes attached, we typically call it a stem. So what is a stem?
The ER and S.
No. When a free morpheme has bound morphemes attached, we typically call it a stem. What do we call a stem? We call the free morpheme. The free morpheme is called a stem. So the free morpheme, when there are bound morphemes attached to that morpheme, we call it a stem. So the stem here is what?
Teach.
Teach. It is teach. You look at this picture or this photo to illustrate. It makes it clear. You see the stem of the flower here. So teach looks like a stem. The ER and the S are attached to it as bound morphemes. So when you remove the suffixes here, what remains is called what? Stem. It is called The stem. The word teach. So teach is the stem. AR and S are bound morphemes. They are bound morphemes. Free and bound morphemes, see here, not all words have free morphemes. If you look at the words receive, reduce, repeat, receive, reduce, and repeat, how many morphemes does the word receive contain?
Maybe three morphemes.
Receive, only receive.
Receive two morphemes.
What
Re
are
and
they?
sieve.
What are they?
Re and sieve.
Re and sieve. What about the word reduce? Reduce.
Two morphemes.
What are they?
Re and use.
Repeat.
Two morphemes. Re and beat.
Re and Pete. Which is a free morpheme here in the word receive?
Maybe we don't have.
Huh?
We don't have three morphemes.
We don't have free morphemes here.
Yeah, we don't have.
Why don't we have free morphemes? Why don't these words have free morphemes? Can you tell? You see,
I don't know it clear, but maybe because all of it suffixes and prefixes.
we don't have suffix. Yeah, yeah. You see here, we have re and sieve. In the first word, re and sieve.
Sieve.
So re is a morpheme. It's regarded as a morpheme, and sieve is also regarded as a morpheme. But is there a free morpheme? No. Why not? Because if you say sieve is a free morpheme, we can't say it is a free morpheme. Why? Because it doesn't represent a word. It cannot stand alone as a word. Can it stand by itself?
No.
Sieve. Sieve. So we said if you go back to the definition of a free morpheme, we said a free morpheme is a morpheme that can stand by itself. A morpheme that can stand by itself. It means it can stand as a word by itself. It can stand as a word. It can be used as a word by itself. So this is a free morpheme. But here sieve is not a free morpheme since it cannot stand by itself as a word. So these morphemes, the two morphemes of the word receive, the two morphemes also of the word reduce, of the word repeat, you see also in reduce, deuce cannot stand by itself as a word because we don't have a word in English that is called deuce, or peat, a P-E-A-T. So they can't stand by themselves as words, so we call them bound morphemes. So in these words, they are all, the morphemes are all bound morphemes. We have re is a regular bound morpheme, sieve, peat, and use are bound stems. So what is a bound stem? A bound stem is that stem which looks like a free morpheme, but it doesn't, but it is not, because it cannot stand by itself as a word. So again, what is a bound stem? A bound stem is that morpheme which looks like a free morpheme. It looks like a free morpheme, but it is not. Why it is not a free morpheme? Because it cannot stand as a word. It cannot stand as a word. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
So what is a bound morpheme? Can you define it?
It's the word that looks like a free morpheme, but it's not because it can't stand by itself.
It can't stand by itself as a free morpheme. So a bound stem is a morpheme, you can say, but we can say it is a word. It is a morpheme that looks like a free morpheme, but it is not because it can't stand on its own or by itself as a word. So in the words repeat, receive, reduce, we have what we call bound stems, bound stems. We have free morphemes